the burning question on everybody's mind here when I mentioned, right, Chris Packham Day today, and everybody's very excited. What's on Chris Packham's bird feeders at the moment? And that's their main question.
Yeah, okay. So our keen customers, you know, thank you for your service, and it's always impeccable, delivered on time, always in good condition,
Thank you.
and top quality produce that's very much enjoyed by my birds. To be honest with you, though, I've got to say it's more about what isn't on my feeders at the moment. So I live in the New Forest, and my garden is wooded. And when I moved here 2 years ago, there were enormous numbers of chaffinch. The greenfinches not as numerous as they were around the corner, but they were here. And again, enormous numbers of goldfinch. That's 2 years ago. Very careful with the feeding. I've got a plastic dustbin, and I dip, when the feeders are emptied, I take them down and then I drop them into the plastic dustbin. And I've got extra feeders basically, so they're always up, but there's always one down soaking in the bin, so they get well cleaned. But it's just been devastating, because at the moment I've got no goldfinches at all, nothing, no system,
Really?
no goldfinch, no greenfinch, and I was out yesterday and there were a handful, maybe 3 or 4 chaffinches. So the tit numbers are still good: blue tit, great tit, coal tit, marsh tit, which actually nest in the garden, which is a real treat. Nuthatch, of course, great spotted woodpecker, but the finches have just fallen away. And,
right.
You know, I guess that this is, I mean, we've not had dead birds here in the garden, otherwise I would have stopped feeding, but I guess that's down to, you know, trichomoniasis. And also bird flu. We don't know what impact bird flu is having on our smaller birds. We've seen the devastating impact that it's had on seabird colonies, gannets in particular, washed up, large birds, obviously easy to find. And we've seen those over all of the beaches around the UK. The very sad news that we reported on the watches this year when it came to wildfowl and skewers and everything else was very sad. But maybe the bird flu has got into our small bird populations as well, because it's a very different winter here at the moment than it has been for the last 2. So it's a bit of a shame.